everyone. Today, me and my partner are gonna be talking about our research that we have conducted in the last 6 months. The title is Analysis of Acceptance Level of the Usage of Curious Abroad. My name is Raja Ahmed Al Zuhair, and I'm with my research partner, Mohammed Rafindra Rastiko Putra. I want to talk about the table of contents. What are we gonna talk about in this presentation? First, just like any other research, I want to talk about the abstract. I want to talk about the introduction, the theoretical framework, methodology, result, and then the discussion. About the abstract, one of the most important obstacles in realizing a circular economy is the absence of efficient and sustainable digital financial systems that enable seamless cross-border transactions. This issue has led to the development of QRIS by Bank Indonesia, a sustainable financial technology aimed at minimizing transaction waste, enhancing interoperability, and fostering financial inclusion. Although QRIS is available for international transaction, Indonesian nationals frequently encounter accessibility challenges abroad, including infrastructure deficiencies, insufficient awareness, and usability issues. Addressing these adoption barriers enable QRIS to significantly mitigate geo-economic friction and expedite the realization of digitally connected, financially inclusive Asian region. This qualitative study examines the acceptance level of QRIS usage abroad through the survey of 174 respondents from Jabodetabek who have utilized QRIS internationally, so they use it internationally. We use Smart PLS software along with structural equation modeling partial least squares or SAM-PLS methodology for data analysis. The result of this research indicate that perceived trust and usefulness did not have a significant impact, whereas perceived ease of use, which is our third variable, does significantly affect the behavioral intention in comparison to the other variables. The study recommends that the Indonesian government and financial institution enhance the accessibility of QRIS in global markets, increase public awareness, provide targeted user training, and improve the user interface to offer smoother experience. These efforts may enhance QRIS adoption and facilitate more efficient and inclusive digital transactions. I'm going to talk about the introduction, mainly about three things: about how QRIS was created, about how QRIS is growing right now, and how QRIS is expanding right now. I'm going to talk about the theoretical framework as well, where it's going to be about circular economy and digital finance, QRIS adoption in Indonesia, and the technology acceptance model. Now, we cover this in our paper. On the methodology, we're going to talk about population and sample, data collection technique, and data analysis method. Moving on to the result.
That first that we have is outer model evaluation. Outer model analysis is conducted to evaluate the validity and reliability of the construct from the measurement model used. This evaluation includes testing for convergent validity, discriminant validity, and reliability of each indicator that reflect the latent construct. As the model that is shown above, POU1 and POU2 are not valid instruments for convergent validity due to their value. Because as stated, that for an instrument to consider as valid, they have to value 1.7. This made us take out POU1 and POU2 as an indicator from our research model. To ensure the validity of the rest of indicator, after doing so, all of the instruments on the research model are now considered to be valid for convergent validity, where this data will be processed via Smart PLS to measure whether the same construct truly correlate with one another. Convergent validity can also be measured by AVE value or average variance extracted value, where it has to be more than 0.5. The table above show that each instrument in this research exceed the value of above 0.5, indicating that the indicator didn't have strong enough correlation to be considered valid. After proving the convergent validity, we continue to examine our data to prove our discriminant validity to show whether the instruments in this research are only related to themselves by examining the cross-leading value, Fornal-Likert criteria, and heterothread, monothread, or as commonly HTML. Being considered as a valid instrument in the respective method, we examine the composite reliability of our instrument, and it shows that variables that are being examined in the research fit the criteria of both Kronberg alpha and composite reliability. Lastly, to ensure that there is no multicollinearity in our research model, we examine our instrument through multicollinearity tests in PLS SAM model that show the VIV value below 5. Okay, next is inner model evaluation. After processing the collected data and ensuring the validity and reliability of the outer model, the next step is to evaluate the inner model as strength determination of each element of this research, and also measure the contribution of each independent variable to each independent variable. Uh, I'm sorry. And also measure the contribution of each independent variable to dependent variable by measuring the R-square, F-square, and key to predict value, and SRMR. After measuring the R-square, this research found that the value of the R-square from the behavior retention variable indicate the independent variable that is conducted in the research can explain 52.6% of variation in behavior intention consistently. The measurement of S-square in this research is also conducted to see the impact of each independent variable on the dependent variable, where it is shown by the table below. That perceived ease of use of abbreviate as POU show the most significant impact on the variable behavioral intention. The last two analysis that okay. The last two analysis that was conducted in analyzing the inner model of the research was the key to predict value to measure how significant the observation value that is being produced, and also the standardized root mean square residual SRMR, where if the value is below 0.08, it show that the research model is fit to the research and a line between both theoretical model and empirical data of the research. Next is hypothesis testing result. In structural equation modeling or SEM, analyzing using partial least square (PLS), we test hypothesis by looking at the t statistic and p value. Hypothesis is accepted if the t statistic is greater than 1.96 and the p value are less than 0.05 at 5% significant level. If the t statistic is 1096 or less than the p value or are 0.05 or more, the hypothesis is rejected, meaning the relationship between variables is not statistically significant. Furthermore, the analysis of the original sample beta also serves as important indicator in assessing the direction and strength of the relationship between variables, where a positive value indicate a direct relationship, while a negative value indicate an inverse relationship. Here the result of the hypothesis table. The result of the hypothesis testing show that first, the influence of POU has a significant effect on BI, meaning that the easier the system is to use, the greater the user intention to use it. Second, it shows the influence of PT on BI, perceived trust on behavioral intention, has a significant effect, indicating that the user trust in the system encourages and increase its usage intention. Lastly, the influence of perceived usefulness on behavioral intention is significant, indicating that the perception of the system usefulness drives user intention to use it. Next is discussion. Based on the analysis of the hypothesis, it can be concluded that perceived ease of use is significantly influencing behavioral intention. Based on the data processing that has been done in the study concluded that the ease of use of CRISP affect the intention of user to use CRISP broad. which is influenced by things such as equal access to crisp broth, which will reduce the effort they spend to use crisp broth. This conclusion is evidenced by two indicators from the questionnaire, namely POU1 and POU2, which have negative response when we ask about the ease of use of crisp broth, aligned with a previous study that we conduct by the reference that identifies ease of use as a major influence that drive people acceptance level. On the other hand, perceived trust and perceived usefulness did not influence behavioral intention as significantly as perceived ease of use. This evidence shows that CRIS users generally trust the system safety and conversion rate. The process data and survey also conclude that CRIS users have default belief that CRIS is indeed useful. But the usefulness of CRIS is not the main thing for them to accept CRIS as a payment method abroad. So it can be concluded from the beginning that consumers generally trust the integrated system in CRIS and think that CRIS as a whole is useful financial tool for them to use as payment method abroad. However, the ease of use CRIS itself determine whether they will accept the financial technology when traveling abroad or not. Next is the conclusion. Acknowledging the rapid growth of digitalization in the economic landscape, such as CRIS, a payment method from Bank Indonesia that has been expanding its usage to neighboring country. This study modified previous research that used technological acceptance model regarding CRIS. This research focused on analyzing the factors that affect CRIS user acceptance level when they use the financial tool as a payment method abroad, adding the more value to the understanding of CRIS acceptance level in addition to Ediputra research that was conducted to study consumer preference in using CRIS payment in store. In addition, the author added a global business environment aspect to it. Conducted in Indonesia with talking civilian that has traveled abroad and used CRIS in Greater Jakarta. The result of the research analysis obtained a data that went through a process systematically that met a sum of hypotheses resulting differently from the previous research. This may be due to the different location where this research was conducted rather to the mentioned reference along the study. This difference may occur because of the different cultural, social condition, and individual characteristic. To expand the factor that influence the acceptance level of the usage of CRIS abroad, it can be concluded that behavioral intention variable is directly influenced by perceived trust, perceived ease of use, and perceived usefulness. However, data show that perceived ease of use is the variable that has the most significant influence toward behavioral intention, making ease of use CRIS as the variable that should be looked and take care of when the government wanted to tackle the problem of the usage of CRIS abroad. Thank you for listening. That's from us, and thank you.